Okay, that seems to be running nice and smooth. Got that. Okay. Okay, just checking the chat box before we start the Zoom call this evening. Welcome all members to the call. Thank you for turning up and Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Pam. Thank you for the good wishes. 2024 is going to be a blinder. I'm sure it is. Warm greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining this training session. Absolutely. Okay, guys. Is everybody in, Sarah? It looks like it, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, Deborah, are you okay if I start now?
All good on my side. You can proceed.
Yeah, everything seems good here too. YouTube streaming well, so let's go ahead. Okay, then. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Daoversal training session from the Bureau of Forefront. It's the 14th of January 2024. We're 2 weeks into the new year. It's going quite fast as well. Right, to begin with, guys, what I want to say is some members may be new to these training sessions. They may be new to Daoversal. They may have heard recently that there is a rescue package regarding our pending rewards from Hyperverse and Hypernation. And before I go into the training session, what I would like to say is if any members missed the Metaversation with the Great Nations video call yesterday, I do recommend watching it because that gives everybody a real clear and concise visual of the company at large, the people behind the company, the team leaders, the regional advocates, and the members all gather together so that we can. Thank you, Buddykins. She's put the link in the chat box there so that we can get a better picture of what Daoversal exactly is and how they can help members from Hyperverse and Hypernation moving forward with their pending rewards. So if you guys haven't seen that Metaversation with the Great Nations, it is about 2 hours long. It is recommended. So just make a note of that and save it till after the training session if you would, please. Okay, guys, so to begin with, I'm live on YouTube. I've got that done. So to begin with, what we're going to do today, we're going to have a look through the basics of the TFA program. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through this bit by bit with you guys. Just move that out the way. Okay. Are we live, Sarah? Yep. Okay. So before I go on, we've all got to go through the disclaimer because we are not financial advisors, guys. We don't, all the figures that you see, everything that you see on here, my personal account. I'll be showing you my account and what I've been doing within the Daoversal ecosystem. Now, that doesn't reflect what you could be doing. Yours could be completely different. But what we've done with the Bureau of Forefront, we've looked at Daoversal and we compare them to being tools of the trade. Okay. So when you have the tools of the trade and you can put them tools to work to build something, you need to know exactly what those tools do. Okay, so that's what we're doing here today. We're showing you what the tools are and how to use them, and the end result is exactly what you want it to be, not us. Okay, so the disclaimer goes like this. Please be informed that this document or the presentation this evening is intended solely for informational purposes and should not be construed as financial or investment advice. Its purpose is not to influence or promote the purchase or sale of any financial instruments, including stocks, assets, or cryptocurrencies. Should you choose to engage in blockchain or crypto activities, it is important to acknowledge and accept the associated risks entirely at your own discretion. Now, I'm not going to go any further than that, guys, because we all know the system. We all know that we are not liable for any losses within the crypto space. What we're doing here today is education only, okay? Because members want to know exactly what they can do and what they can do to help with their pending rewards, okay? So moving swiftly on, we've got that out the way. Let's go to the TFA. Can we see the TFA? Yep. Okay, targeted financial assistance. So what is the TFA program? The TFA program is offered from the company Daoversal with Satoshi AI, and it's to help members recover their pending rewards in Hyperverse or Hypernation. Now, we've had many members saying, oh, well, we've had all this before. We've heard people saying that you can get rewards back and so forth. Well, we're here today, guys, with evidence that in our accounts, like I said, we're not advising, we're just showing you that this particular program works. We can show you exactly what we've done in order to make that work, okay? So a new assistance pack was launched on the 14th of December last year. It's only 3 weeks ago, I think, that now. And that's called the AP2K. I'll explain what that is in the next slide. So the targeted financial assistance, we've got two areas. We've got TFA standard and TFA plus. And as you can see, the two individual TFA packages. The TFA standard, this orange one, is the one that we will be using today because in general, that's what most people have got. It's accessible to all users in Daoversal and it offers a release rate of 0.15%. Again, I'll explain that in the next slide. If you hear of people having a TFA plus, that's accessible to TFA Plus registrants by Satoshi AI delegates only. Now, these were given when it was Satoshi AI before Daoversal came on board, okay? Now and then we do have giveaways where we can give away a TFA Plus, but keep plugged into the groups and the videos, and hopefully one day you might be lucky and get one of them. The TFA Plus offers an increased release rate of 0.2%. Okay. So what exactly does this mean? What is the TFA program? So as you can see here, members from Hyperverse or Hypernation, you'll recognize those logos, their assets were migrated to the Hyper Community website. Okay. From the Hyper Community website, members have the ability to move their assets to the Daoversal platform. The pending rewards are equal to DC credits on a one-to-one basis, okay? So let's say, for instance, you had 25,000 HU, hyper units in Hyperverse. That will be the equivalent of dollars like it was over there. So you'll get the equivalent in DC credits, okay? And you can use these DC credits to subscribe to assistance packs. These packs go from AP2K, which is worth 2,000 DC credits, all the way up to 500K. Okay, so I'll explain that in this chart below. So these are the type of packs. You've got a 2,000 pack value, 5,000, 50,000, 500,000. Now, what we're going to be doing here, guys, is working with the lower 2,000 because this is the one that they've just released. For those members that didn't quite have 5,000, they want to accommodate for all members, okay? They can't do anything for less than that at the moment, but if you watch that video from yesterday, Jonah says it himself that he is trying to work for everybody, to try and look for a solution for everyone. So we just have to be patient and just work with what we can do at the moment, okay? So the AP2K has a pack value of 2,000, but the total rewards that Daoversal are offering is a 1.5x, which is 3,000. I'll explain that as we go on. The subscribe count is 1. So what that means is you can subscribe to this AP2K once, okay? The daily release rate during the charging period for the TFA standard, which is what we're showing today, is 0.15%. For the TFA plus 0.2%. But after the charging period, both the TFA plus and the standard are 0.6%. Now, this might seem confusing to you, but don't worry, I'll explain this in a second. And then you've got the market rewards multiplier of 2x. Again, this will all become clear in the next slide. So a couple of notes to take note of. Number one, the daily subscription limit for AP2K and AP5K is 1,000 units on a first come, first served basis, subject to change in response to market demand. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about this, guys, because when they first launched it, yes, they did sell out because, as you can imagine, plenty of people wanted to buy these packs. Well, as this is rolled out, people are on board now, so there will be plenty of supply for these, okay? All TFA users will initially start with an AP2K pack or an AP5K pack. Now, that choice is entirely yours. It depends on your own personal circumstances. After completing the charging process, users may then choose to subscribe to the other packs, the AP50 or the AP500K, okay? So what exactly is this charging timeline? Every assistance pack provides a 1.5x reward of the pack value. So say, for instance, let me show you an example of this. In your back office, guys, of Daoversal, if you go to your Assets tab at the top and then TFA, you'll see the TFA packages which are on offer. You've got the AP2K, 5K, 50K, and then the 500K at the bottom. Okay. Now, what that means is the value, let's look at the 2K one for now. The value is 2,000, but the total rewards you receive is 3,000. Okay, so you would purchase it at 2,000. It wouldn't cost you 3,000. That's the return value. Okay, so let's go back to the slide. So that's the 1.5x reward. The charging period refers to the duration during which the release amount has not reached 100% of the pack value. Let me give you an example. Let's go to my TFA package. Okay, guys. Now here you can clearly see that I've subscribed to the AP5K package. So the value of that package was 5,000 with a total rewards of 7,500. It says it there, look. Okay. So what we need to have a look at is where is the 100% charging area. Now, what that means is the charge progress is indicated by this line at the top, this green bar, okay? So at the beginning, you're at 0. That's when you first purchase your TFA pack. At the end of that, that would be classed as the fully charged pack value. Now, don't forget, guys, the pack value was 5,000 because that's what I paid out of my pending rewards. It's not fresh funds. This is out your pending rewards, which you've migrated from Hyper Community. Okay, so what's this little red line here then? That indicates the withdrawal activation period at 30%. So let's go back to the slide and let's look at that a little bit deeper. So during that charging period, the daily release rate is capped at 0.15 for the standard, 0.2 for the plus. After this period, the daily release rate increases to 0.6 for both. So let me go through that. Don't forget these figures, guys, 0.15% for the charging period. So what we're looking at there is, this is your charging period. this bar, which indicates 5,000 DP. So that charging period for my particular TFA package on this account would be 0.15% until that reaches the 100% level. Okay. Going back. Once it reaches that 100%, the release rate increases to 0.6% for both. Now, this is easier to see a bit further down here, so I'll show that in a minute. So number 4, assistance pack daily rewards, land tax, planet referral rewards, market rewards, and 10% of the land staking daily rewards, they can all shorten that charging period. So basically what that means, going back to the my back office, what that means is the more activity you do on the platform, the quicker that charging bar gets to 100%. So it shortens the period, it shortens the length of time it takes to charge to 100%. Okay. And I'll go into my back office and show you some examples of the assistance pack daily rewards, land tax and planet referral rewards, so that members can see precisely how these help to speed that process up. Okay. So number 5, users are required to collect all the DU or DP points on the assets page under My Rewards or on the land page and charge the assistance pack within 24 hours after collection. Otherwise, you may lose the points needed to charge the assistance pack. Now, this is really simple, guys, but I've seen quite a few members getting stuck with what that means. Okay, so I'll try and keep this as simple as possible. Okay, let's say, for instance, you've gone ahead and you've purchased a 5k pack because let's have a look in my assets in deposit, because this is how it happens, guys. If you migrate your DP pending rewards across to Daoversal, this is where you'll see them. They'll be in your deposit account under DC. Okay, so you can see there that I've not got enough for another 5k package, but I've got enough for a 2k package, so that's maybe the one I'll do later. Okay, so it's DC rewards that you will be purchasing these TFA packs with. Okay, when the internet catches up with me. Okay, let me just go back to what I was doing. That was it. Okay, so there's people coming in and blocking my view on the website. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so what we do, you purchase your pack, and it takes anywhere between 24 and 48 hours to propagate, to start giving daily rewards. So what do you need to do? Because a lot of people have said, well, it's not charging, it's not doing anything. This is what you have to do, guys. You go to your assets tab at the top there. You then click on My Rewards here. And this Collect Now button will be green. I've done mine today, but that will be green, and you've got DU points there. There will be a figure here. Now, if you're just a passive member with a standard TFA pack, that will be 7.5 every day. Okay, so you collect it. You need to collect it within 120 hours of it arriving in your rewards folder. Because if you don't, it just stops, it halts, and it won't produce any more until you collect them. Okay, so we recommend collecting them every day, just in case there's a login problem or it's down for maintenance. You don't want to fall foul of having to wait any longer. So we recommend logging in every day, collect your rewards from My Rewards folder. Okay, is that the process finished? No, because you've got 24 hours to then go to the TFA folder here and charge now. Now, if you don't charge within 24 hours of collecting those rewards, you do lose them. You do lose them. They end up in here as lost DP. and you can't replace them. So we recommend again, as soon as you collect them, charge your TFA pack. It's real simple steps, guys, but as long as you know what those steps are, you won't have any problems, okay? So going back to the PDF document, 24 hours after collection. So don't forget to do the the charge after the collect, okay? So number 6, users can withdraw rewards once the assistance pack reaches that 30% of the pack value. So with the AP2K at 2000, the withdrawal level would be reached at 600. Okay, well, that's slightly different with my example here because I've got the 5K pack. Let me show you the details. Okay, so that was the details of the 5K pack. When it hits the 30% withdrawal milestone, that would be at 1,500 DP. Okay, so as you can see, the more you put on with generative rewards, market rewards, if you've got a downline, that would speed it up to get to 1,500 quicker than if it was just a passive member. If it was a passive member, you would get 7.5 every day until it gets to 1,500, where you could start that withdrawal process. Okay. So in this example, you've got your AP2K. Your subscription amount is 2,000 DP credits from your pending rewards. Up until it reaches the 100% charged rate, it will be released at 0.5%, which is 3 DP daily. So 3 DP will be added on to get to that 600, which is there, that 600 withdrawal level. Okay. From 2,000 to 3,000, which is after it's fully charged, that release rate goes up to 0.6% for both TFA standard and TFA plus. Now, don't forget, guys, this is the AP2K pack, which then would give 12 DP daily. On my example here, for the 5K pack, that gives me, when it reaches that 100%, it will give me 0.6%, which is 30 DP every day. Okay, so that is a very big incentive to try and step one, try and get to that 30%. So it starts withdrawal process. And then your next milestone is that 100% point where you get 0.6% release rate. Okay. That's your TFA outline. So from 0% to 30%, it's 600, like we've just explained. From 0% to your 100% charge, you get 3 DP daily. And then after that, it would be 12 DP daily. Okay. And that goes on every day. You get 12 DP daily until the full amount is released of 3,000, not just the 2,000. The full amount of 3,000, which is the 1.5x of the original value. Okay. So the charging period is 0.15% release rate. So here's a calculation. So the charged amount goes like this. The 2,000 pack, which is what you've purchased out of your pending rewards, you multiply that by 0.15%, which offers you the 3 DP daily. Okay, that's what goes into your TFA charged pack. That's how you build it up to that 600 withdrawal milestone. So withdrawal begins at 30% of the charged amount, 600, not the 2,000. Okay. So moving on, the available to withdraw on day one. So this is what people are asking. I can only show you with this one, which is the 5K pack. So they're saying, well, how much can I withdraw when I reach that 30%? Can I have the full 600? Or in this case, can I have the full 1,500? No, it doesn't work like that, guys. I'll explain how this works. So when you reach 600 for the 2K pack, that would be classed as day one of your released amount. Now that would be multiplied by 0.15%, which is 0.9 DU. So that's equivalent to 90 cents a day. But look what happens, guys. As the days roll by, day one, it increases. It increases on the 2K pack by 3 DU, because don't forget, the system gives you 3 DP every day. So the 600 would then be 603 multiplied by 0.15. So it gives you that little bit more. So as you can see, from the 30% up until the 100%, it's gradually increasing in the daily amount that's released. Okay, so it helps to speed it up to get to that 100% milestone. So what happens after the charging period? Well, after the charging period, and don't forget, guys, that's when it reaches that 100%, which would be 2000. Okay. The charging period, after that, it would be released rate at 0.6%. Okay. So the calculation is the same, 2000 multiplied by 0.6%, and that equals 12 DP daily, and it remains at 12 DP daily until the full amount of the 3000 is released. Okay. The withdrawal amount, charged amount, multiplied by 0.6%. The available to withdraw on day one, and this is after the charging rate of 100%. Day one after the 100% would be 12 DU. Day two would be 12 DU, and it would accumulate. Let me show you an example. It would accumulate in this bottom bar as a green bar. Now, what's this here? Why is this blue? Now, this has turned blue because it says withdrawn. And what I've done here, I've withdrawn 38.8 DU. I think I used it to reassess a plot of my land or something like that. But if you leave it there, it just keeps adding to this pot. You can withdraw it at any point. There is a withdrawal fee of 3 DU to take it off the platform. But to withdraw it from here to put into your rewards wallet is free. Okay. So you can do it when you want. You could leave it till it's all out and you get the 7,500, or you can take it as you please. Now, clearly, it would be a bit silly to take it as soon as you get a little bit, because you'd be spending a lot in gas fees, a 3 DU on every withdrawal. So there's a little bit of strategy to think about. And this is what I did with my account. I wait for it to build up a little bit so that 3 DU is not such a big bite size to come out of that withdrawal amount. Okay. Okay, guys, so that goes through the TFA pack, and I'm sure you might have questions. I will ask if you can just wait until the end, because I want to show you guys how to start speeding this process up. Because there's members in the groups, in the Telegram and Discord, that have been doing this as a passive member for quite some time, and they said, right, okay, I get it. What can I do to help speed this process up? So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go through my back office to show you exactly how this works. All right. And the best way of doing this is to understand how your daily rewards work. Okay. And everybody can do this. This is an exercise you can do just to find out how it works. To do this, you'd have to go to your assets and my rewards. And where that my rewards page is, where you normally collect, if you scroll down, there's a history. Let me move my bar out the way. There's a history of all the transactions and how your daily rewards are calculated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show you today's reward. So you can see the date there, the 14th. That's the 13th. So I'm going to hide that one there. So this is how my daily rewards are calculated. And I'm going to start as a very basic passive member. Okay. So if you've got no downlines, if you don't want to bring anybody on the platform, if all you want to do is recover your pending rewards, the only daily reward you will get is this one at the top, which is the TFA daily reward. If you're a passive member of 7.5, that's if you're a TFA standard member. TFA plus members, you would be getting 10 a day. Okay. So if you're a passive member, that's the daily reward you'll be getting, 7.5. And to give you a visual representation of what that would do, that one, 7.5, let me show you in details. That bar would go up 7.5 every day until it reached that 30%. Okay. It would continue going up 7.5 a day, but at least you could start looking at withdrawing something. Okay. Now that's a completely passive member doing nothing at all with downlines or buying plots or anything like that. Okay. So now what I'm going to show you is what members normally do, or what the experience I've had watching members and how they use their accounts. They normally start with the very basics of a stone plot land. Okay. Now on this account, I've got 2 Stone Age plots, and they're fully staked at 100 DU. Okay. Now, those members that know how much per day that gives will know that 100 DU staking on a stone land will give 0.6. That's 60 cents a day. So because I've got that twice with 2 stone plots, that's $1.20 or 1.2 DU. So let's go back and find where that is. That's the very bottom one, look. So your land rewards are 1.2. And that's been collected. Okay. Now, if you wanted to stay with just your stone plot lands, does that help speed up your TFA? Well, I can tell you it does. Because here, and don't forget your DP tokens is everything to do with speeding your TFA program up. Your RC is for your bronze plot and your bronze and above, and your DU is for your stone plot lands. Okay, so your DP here is 0.12%. That's 10% of your daily rewards from your stone plots. So let's say, for instance, you only had 1 stone plot, that would be 60, or the equivalent of 60 cents a day, 0.6 DU. That would give you 6 cents a day, or 0.06 a day, because that's 10%. Okay. And to prove this, guys, let me click on view and it might help you to understand. There you go. It's land rewards 0.12 DP. So it's 10% of your DU land rewards. Okay. So, okay, then some members say, right, I'm happy with that. I'll just do stone plots. But then there's that other category of members that say, well, okay, I'm all on board. I'm looking at getting bronze plots. So how does that work? What can I do if I bought a bronze plot or 2? How does that work? So let me show you my back office. So there's my 2 Stone Age plots there. And up here, I've got 1, 2, 3 bronze and 1 iron. Okay. But as you can see here, and in previous training, we've gone through the percentage of what you get with your staked amount. That's not the purpose of today's training. The purpose of today's training is to show that these are actively paying a daily reward through the period, and the fact that they've not finished yet. Okay, they're still activated and they're still working. They're still paying a daily reward. Okay, so let's go back and see, and we know it's in RC tokens. So if we click on this one here, $6.08.4, let me wait for the internet to catch up. There's my bronze plots and iron plots, yeah, and the details of how much I get on a daily basis. There, okay. So there's my total rewards, 6.08 RC. Okay, I think I got that wrong before, but 6.084 RC. Okay, so that's what I get per day from those plots into my rewards account. So what does that do? Here we go. This again works towards speeding up the TFA. How? Let's have a look. So you've got 6.084 there. Look at this, 10%. 0.6084, that's 10% of your bronze and iron and any other plots that you may have. So you get 10% of your land staking efforts, and that's without a downline. That's just what you're doing with your stone plots or your bronze and iron plots and above. Okay, so that shows you how staking land helps you to speed up your TFA. So all your activity, 10% of your activity goes towards that. So you may be wondering, what's the rest of this then? What's generative rewards and market rewards? Because we've not covered that yet. Well, this is where the meat lays, guys, because as you can see here, the quantity for the market rewards and the generative rewards are significantly higher than the others, or most of the others. So what does that mean? Let's click on generative rewards and see what it shows. Here we are then. So this is what this is all about. This is about your tier 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so forth. This is about your downline. So this is what happens when you decide to build a team. Okay, if you get members in and interested. One thing to remember, though, is you have to be a bronze plot owner that's generating RC rewards, and so does your downline in order for these to be calculated in RC rewards. Okay. So looking at that then, my generative rewards, the total amount that I receive from my downline's activity. Nothing I do, it's just what's happening in my downline. Okay, I receive 5.5026, I think that is. Okay, I receive that in my in my rewards account. Okay, but does that help with the TFA plus? Of course it does. Of course it does. But how? Now this is the magic, guys. Let's go back to the TFA standard. The TFA PDF document. If I go back to the chart, now don't forget, guys, the pack that I'm running at the moment is the AP5K. Now, the market rewards multiplier is what we need to look at now, and it's 2x. It means 2 times your generative rewards. Okay, so the market rewards multiplier applies to your daily rewards for your TFA pack if you're generating rewards in your downline. Let me go back. I think I'm on the wrong page as usual. There we go. Okay, so just to show you that, if you do a quick calculation in your head, 5.5026, roughly speaking, is 11.0052. It's doubled it. So there's your market rewards in DP tokens. So everything here in DP tokens is added up together and is taken off that length of time to reach 30%, 100%, and then the whole pack value. So just take a quick look at the values for your DP, guys. Your 10% for your stone and your bronze plots. Yeah, it does help. Of course it does, because it's activity within the Daoversal ecospace. And that is appreciated from, corporate. They love it because this is what we're working towards. We're working towards stabilizing Daoversal, creating sustainability within the Daoversal metaverse. But look at this, guys. Market rewards, 11. That's more than your daily rewards as a passive member, just off that little bit of downline activity. So this shows the importance of maybe building a team. Okay. What I want to do now, guys, is just show you a few facts and figures on the downline. Where are we? Here we are. Da, 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 da. See you somewhere. Here we go. Okay. So you'll be saying, well, what do I have to do to be able to build a downline? Anybody can build a downline. You give your invite code out, invite somebody to the platform, they join up. But what if they start buying bronze plots, but you haven't? You won't receive any generative rewards. So you've got to be aware that you need at least one bronze plot actively generating rewards in order to start that process off. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what those requirements are. So the user rank requirements, everybody joins Daoversal with no downlines, no generative rewards, and everybody's classed as a novice. Okay, no generative rewards. You're just looking at putting your pending rewards onto Daoversal, purchasing that TFA and starting that process. But if you're at that point where you say, okay, I'm ready, let's do this. Let's look at building my downline and slowly building up the speed of that TFA release rate. The first step is so simple, guys, it's crazy. You need one member on your tier 1, okay, to become an expert rank, okay? But you also need to purchase a bronze land, okay? So what does that mean? The member on the tier 1, which is a person that you've invited to Daoversal, has to have a bronze plot that's actively generating RC tokens, and so do you. So what does that mean then? Give me the full lot, Kev. Okay. Let's go through a couple of things. To achieve the desired rank, the user must have an active downline count. Like I said, number 1, tier 1, one member, actively generating rewards. Downlines must own at least a bronze land or higher, and at least one of these lands must not be completed. Well, that goes to show, guys, if it's completed, it won't be generating rewards. So you must buy another one or replenish that, okay? The user must own or have previously owned all land types corresponding to the rank. So what that means, guys, is if you want the rank of master, you would need to have owned the iron, bronze, and so forth beforehand, and the industrial, okay? But if these have paid out, the iron and bronze, that's quite all right. You just keep up with the industrial and keep purchasing that. You don't have to keep up with the iron and bronze if you don't want to, okay? So what does expert give you then? Because that's the next rank up, a basic passive member. An expert entitles you to 3 tiers in your back office. Let me show you. I will get the right page in a minute. Generative rewards. Here we are. Now, you can see that my rank in this account is elite. But if that was expert, you would be entitled tier 1, 2, and 3. Those 3 there. Okay. But because I've gone up to elite rank, I would be entitled to tier 4, 5, and 6 if there were 5 and 6 available to me. Okay. So that's quite easy to follow, guys, isn't it? So 3 tiers. So how do they calculate your generative rewards then? That's easily explained as well in the market reward generative reward calculator here. Okay, your calculation is downline's daily staking reward multiplied by generative reward ratio. So say, for instance, you began as an expert, which offers you 3 downline tiers, you would be entitled to 20% for your tier 1 members. Let me just double check that. Is that right? Yeah. 15% for your tier 2 members and 10% for your tier 3 members. Okay, so that's quite significant, isn't it? You could soon add up your generative rewards in order to help speed up that daily release rate. So a couple of notes to take into consideration. Generative rewards is distributed in RC tokens. And as we know, let me just show you guys in here. The RC tokens are here. and your DU tokens are here at the bottom from your Stone Age plots. Now, your RC tokens you can exchange into DU by using the internal exchange in Daoversal. So it's entirely up to you guys if you want to do that, withdraw and take them off the platform. Okay. Again, guys, we're only here to show you the tools, not what to do, but what's available. Okay. Your user rank determines your generative reward from how many downline tiers you achieve. Okay, that's just what I've demonstrated for you. And your downlines must subscribe to Bronzeland and above. Exactly what I said a few minutes ago. Don't forget, guys, in order to receive generative rewards, you and your downline have to be generating those RC tokens from Bronzeland and above. Okay. All right, guys, I think that brings me to the end of what I wanted to speak about. Okay. Yes, that's it. So let me stop sharing and come back into the studio here. Okay, guys, hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into what Daoversal are offering. Okay, now we are working closely with Doreen Saunders and some great team leaders around the world that are going into deeper perspectives of certain areas, say land plot purchasing and so forth. And what they're doing throughout the week, they're offering specific training sessions for those categories. Okay, so if any people or any members are stuck in any way, put your hand up, let us know, and we'll try and get you a training session time and date so that we can cover the bit that you're struggling with. Other than that, hands up, guys. Have you got any questions whatsoever? Sergeant Deborah, are you available?
Yes, I am available. I am available.
Okay. Okay, how did that go, Sergeant Deborah? Clear enough?
It went very, very well, and it was pretty much understandable. And the illustrations are also putting people in a map of familiarity as to how we process through the TFA class, the TFA, the charging process, and the milestones that we need to achieve. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what we are.
your microphone's very quiet, Deborah.
Okay, let's try. How are we now?
That's a lot better. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I had to remove my earphones. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, no
All right,
problem at all.
yeah,
No problem.
I was just saying the presentation went really very well, and that is what members need to be familiar with in terms of our TFA process and the journey through it as we need to reach our milestones. So the charging is very important, and upon charging, we also need to adapt to our own goals as to how we're going to achieve those milestones and how we comply until we reach our 100% and move on to pack B if we have a pack B or a pack C. But the understanding is very important, and everyone can draw up their own map as to how they can speed up or build a team in that aspect.
Absolutely. Do you know what, Deborah? I compare it to being a builder. Okay. Now, I've got a set of tools and I've got pallets of bricks, and I can train people how to build a house. Okay. With the tools that are provided. Now, I give that person the expert tuition on how to use the tools. I don't guarantee on how that house is going to sustain high winds, rainfall, sunshine. Do you see what I mean? So what we're doing here is we're showing members what the tools are, how to use them, but it's up to those members on how to build. Okay. Now we can show our examples, yeah, so that we can show people that it's working absolutely fine, but it's up to each individual to choose what's best for them, because my account will be different to everybody else's. I'm sure my account is different to Deborah's. and Mengs, and who else have we got? Patrick's and Steve's. They'll all be different. Not only that, guys, but you've got certain different categories. You've got people that just want to be passive, which is absolutely fine. But you've got those people that have got limited fresh funds. Then you've got people that want to get their pending rewards out as fast as possible and don't mind putting the funds onto the account. Yeah. Each category is not our business on how they do it, but we can show them what's available for them to do it. That's what we're doing here. So just wanted to get that straight, because we want everybody to be empowered themselves, because this is something that we've found with past hyper projects. We want members to understand exactly what's happening and how they reach their goals and their results. We can show our results, no problem. Okay. But we can't tell you how to do it, guys. Yeah. So like I say, the tools are there and they're brilliant tools. If there's any questions whatsoever, please raise your hand, because guys, we know a lot. We've dug and we've delved and we spend a lot of time picking this platform to bits, looking at all possibilities of how we can do this, how we can do that. Yeah. But we don't know exactly what your issues will be. You may have login issues or something like that. Now, this is what these training sessions are for, so that if you have any concerns or you're not quite sure about something, that's what we're here for, guys. Okay. Now then, we've got Trucker Fletch and Fred. Okay. Unmute Trucker Fletch. Good evening.
Have you unmuted?
Yeah. You're on there.
Yeah, something I'd like to say. These educational programs are spot on. To anybody new that's coming on, when you're looking at these little percentages, these little numbers, compared with what your pack is, you might be sitting there thinking, I'm never going to get there. It's a long way. It starts off slowly, but it builds up. And it is working. It is getting there. I'm proof of that. And something you need to remember is that when Daoversal took the company over, it wasn't their responsibility to pay us this money back. If it wasn't for Daoversal, the assets would still be sitting and floating around doing nothing. What's happened in the last 3 months, we've gone from absolutely nothing to building up slowly. But as it goes up, it'll get bigger and bigger and faster. So anybody that's sitting there thinking, I'm never going to get there, trust in it, you will. You will. It's all little steps for a start, but it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. So please have patience and understand that when I come into this 3-4 months ago, I sat there thinking, I'm never going to get there. Looking back at the last 3 months, what I've achieved, it isn't massive, but it is more than what I had 3 months ago. So please, anybody that's sitting there hopeless thinking, I'm never going to get it, have your faith, take it steady. Just remember, we had nothing 3 months ago, and this is helping us on the way up. Daoversal are doing a brilliant job. They are doing everything possible they can to help us. We've got transparency. We can talk to the CEOs. We could talk to the guys at the top and they listen. We couldn't do this before. So just look back for the last 18 months, what we have had, to look at what we have now. We're definitely on a ladder up to getting there. So just take it from me as the little layman that's sitting on the side. I'm not paid by anybody. I'm my own voice. I'm my own opinion. I think there's sometimes that I open my mouth and Kev must tremble because he doesn't know what's going to come out. Kev knows I'm brutally honest.
No, this is the transparency of the platform, Chris. It's not an issue at all, sir. And by the way, we don't get paid either.
Yeah. I wasn't saying you I do. I wasn't saying you were. But to anybody who thinks that I've got influences telling me what to say, not at all. I'm my own voice. I'm my own person. I'm my own sovereignty. So sitting there in the dark thinking, I'm not getting anywhere, you will. And the sooner people bring into it, the better for them. But what you've got to remember is this is coming out of our assets. I haven't put any money onto it. You don't need to put any money on to get yourself going. As it goes on and you realize it's working, you can put on to make it go faster, but only put on when you've got the confidence and you know it's working. So yeah,
All right.
you will get there. Thank you for
All
letting me in,
right,
Jeff.
Chris. Yeah, no problem at all, mate. Okay, can you give your perspective of how you built that confidence? And I do believe you was on the Metaversation event yesterday. What exactly, how do you feel after watching that event? That's the third Metaversation that we've hosted now. So, you know, what have you gained from those first days of Daoversal when you thought, oh, here we go again, somebody else promising us a recovery process? What have you gained out of this, Chris? And how did you do it?
I've gained a lot of confidence because the people at the top are actually listening to what we want. They're listening and helping us. They're doing everything they can to build our assets up. And it's not just to claim our assets back, it's to be part of the community, it's to be part of Daoversal, and it's to make it self-sustaining. So we don't just sort of claim our assets back, we build it up and we build it into a team, we build it into a community where we're going to be, once I've got assets back, it's not going to be, well, we've got them back, there's nothing much we can do, which was what was happening back in hyper systems. You claim your money back, that was it. These have got all so many different things. It's blowing my mind. That's what's going to go on so that we can keep making money. We can keep building our assets and we can build our little fortune and we'll be self-sufficient financially.
That's right. Yeah. And this isn't just hot talk, guys. This is evident in the Metaversation videos. This is why I recommend anybody that didn't watch it, please do take the time to watch that, because the CMO, CSO and CEO all attended that global gathering with us. I just want to address thank you, Buddykins, that link for YouTube videos in the chat now. Just want to address a question in the chat. Good afternoon here in Colombia. Good evening there, respected General Kev. Is it to ask if the TFA packs from your downline generate acceleration for the recommender? So that, I presume you mean your upline. No, no. The activity from their TFA doesn't affect you as the upline, no. But their activity from their purchasing does. Okay, so not through their TFA. The TFA is a separate entity, if you like. Okay, hopefully that's explained that. I inform you, respected General, that I do not speak English. I only speak Spanish. I do not know if I will be the only Colombian in this group. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure whether you can understand my answers then. Do you understand what I'm saying? If not, we could maybe use an interpreter, Google Translate in one of the Telegram groups. I do recognize your name. If you're in a Telegram group, if you're asking there, we can use a Google Translator, or if Sarah's got the time. Just to answer that question, that the TFA packs alone don't increase the TFA for yourself as the upline. Okay.
Something I'd like to add, if possible, is
sure.
when I first started watching the Metaverse Masterminds on a Friday night and first started watching these tutorials on a Sunday, it went over my head. It was all French. But the more you watch them, and they're all on video, so you can go back tracking and watch them and catch them. Even if it doesn't sing in first time, watch it once, twice. The penny will start dropping as it works. And it might go for a fortnight. And then all of a sudden you'll go, I know how that works. And when we're on the Metaverse Masterminds, I'm the guy that basically hasn't got a clue what he's doing with technology. I'll put my hands up. I ain't got a clue. I ain't got foggiest. And when I first come on, it was like, what are these guys talking about? It really doesn't make sense. I stuck with it, and I'm feeling more excited and more educated, because what we're learning on a Friday night is helping. And I've come from literally no technology background at all. I ain't got a clue. But watching these on a Friday night and watching this, it helps massively, massively. And it helps to understand how the system works. We've got to work to building the system up. We can't just walk in and say, where's our assets? Can we have them? We're helping to make the money. We're building the money and making it. We're making the systems ourselves. And once you've watched a few of these and the penny starts dropping, you feel part of it and you really, really see what's happening. And I've had my eyes open massively on the last 4 or 5 weeks of watching these. So please watch them back. Watch them 2 or 3 times if you have to, but slowly let it sink in and a penny will drop how it's working. And it's like a light bulb moment. I'm making money slowly but surely, and it works. So that's just my little thank you.
No, that's brilliant because it's so true. It's a complex system. It's as simple as that. It's a complex system. And if you don't know what these things are like RC tokens, generative rewards, market rewards, what are all these, phrases? I don't understand. If you don't understand what they are, you're not going to get anywhere. Simple as that. Now, we do a training session tonight. Would you recommend people come back, even if it's the same training session next Sunday?
For me, sorry, I'm miles away.
Yeah. I was just saying, would you recommend people come back, even if it's the same training session next week?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because if it's like I say, sorry, I'm wanting to pot the pop. If it doesn't sink in the first time, it'll give it a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, and it still might not sink in. And all of a sudden, you'll go, wow, that makes sense. I remember what they said back then. And this is how I'm learning, because when I come onto this, I honestly didn't have a clue. I nearly cried a few times because I thought, what are they talking about? It's a totally different language. But watch them again. Come on as many as you can. Even if you can't get on live, watch it again. Watch it while in the bath or sitting having your tea. And it will gradually, little bit by little bit. And this is why Daoversal have done this. They haven't just thrown us in at the deep end. They're giving us these little things to work on. So we learn to crawl before we can walk, before we can run. Because there's no point in running when you don't know how to crawl. So they're building us up slowly. It's a very clever way of doing it.
I've got to be honest, I will agree with you there because of the 2K AP2K introduction in December. Prior to that, it gave us a good 2 or 3 months to learn how the bigger packs of 5K and above worked. So what that did, that gave us the ability to test the system, use the system, work it out how it works, so that those members that had smaller packs like 2K packs, we was there ready and waiting for them. We can advise them on what the tools are, how to use them, how to utilize their pending rewards, depending on what they wanted to do. So yeah, absolutely. They're doing it in the right order at the right time.
And something else to remember, folks, that we are all on the same playing field. We all have to start with 2,000, then we do move to 5,000, and then we move up. The people at the top that have got thousands and thousands, probably millions, and getting there any faster. Yeah, they are maybe getting there a little bit faster because they've got uplines and things like that, but they're not value financially wise getting there faster than what we are, because we all have to go through this process to get there. So don't think because we're at the bottom, we're never going to get there, because the big ones are going to get there faster. No, we're all given the chance to start from the bottom, from a level playing field.
Fantastic. And thank you, Private Buddykins, for assisting the member in the chat box in a language that I have no idea. I can't work that out. So thank you for that. The beauty, and I mean, Google Translate might be slightly wrong, but if we can help in any way, then excellent. Okay, guys, is there anybody else with any questions? Because now is the time to get that hand up and ask anything. We find these training sessions exceptionally good to get a feel for our members, and there's no silly questions. Trucker Fletcher will vouch for that. I'm just wondering if Sergeant Deborah's available. Would you like to come on and just have a quick few words about the latest feature that Daoversal introduced with the planets, where planets can be sent to other accounts? Can you speak a little bit about that and how it can benefit members? Because it is a really good feature. I didn't know, I didn't understand that. I mean, here we go. We're talking about General Kev. When they introduced the ability where members with a planet could send it to another member, another account, I didn't really get it. I didn't really understand why they'd given that ability. So, don't know whether Sergeant Deborah's free. Are you free, Deborah?
Yes, I am free. I am free.
Yeah,
All right.
can you give
So
us
just
a few words
to
on
touch base on it, to touch base on the planets, I think the more significant impact started when they added more planets, as in addition of planet sales in December, because there were members who were wanting to purchase planets, but there was a huge gap, as in from the previous last phase of planet sales. So when they had one in December, many members have waited to buy the planets because they were seeing the business sentiments and they were wanting, to also contribute into the ecosystem and help their teams. And then also in January, that's when they introduced the feature of planet transfers within the ecosystem, which is also increasing to more ownerships. Okay, so that intro is also benefiting many members. We will remember that initially we had delegate models from Satoshi AI, and they bought quite more quantity of planets, and now there's more additional members who are seeing a bigger opportunity into planet ownership and exploring the development and the construction of the metaverse. So that opportunity is a very excellent one. Planets can be transferred between users within the ecosystem. That's a very great opportunity for members. And those that had more than enough, they can allocate it to their team structure, as in to continue building the ecosystem on a faster pace. And other people have grown in their team building also, which is very, very good for the ecosystem. So yeah, it's a very, very excellent feature that they came up with. Nobody ever guessed or expected it, but it just popped out surprises from Daoversal, which is very good. And there's more surprises for 2024 also.
It did, Deborah. It came from nowhere, didn't it? It took us by surprise, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
And the perspective is, it's so powerful when you think about it. It does, it encourages collaboration between members. Let's be honest. It helps people out, it helps teams out, and it helps the Daoversal platform out as a whole. Yeah. Okay, guys. I had a question in the chat box. I'll cover that. It has caused a little bit of confusion regarding how many stone plots we will be entitled to. It is currently 2. Generally, it was 1. Okay. The current campaign was supposed to end tomorrow, the 15th. Okay. But our planetary nodes have given us the okay to announce to our esteemed members, so your VIPs to us, okay, that the stone plots will be increased to 4, okay, from Monday onwards. Now that will be, I don't know what time it is, guys. It could be 7 a.m. UK time. I haven't worked it out, but it is Monday. Okay. Steve's put, so on the planets, if someone wants to sell a planet, how would they go about putting it up for sale, and how would the funds transfer over to the sellers? Okay, it doesn't work like that. Basically, what it is, the seller, say I've got a planet, I've got a bronze planet, okay, and I want to gift it to you or sell it to you. We would make that transaction. Okay, you could send me the amount that you want to pay for it, and we agree on that. And then it would cost me 20. 20 DU, isn't it? Yeah, 20 DU to send you it. All I would need from you is your user ID, I think. Deborah, you'll know that. It was user ID, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the user ID, the UID. Yeah, the UID number, that is what they need.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, yeah, if you wanted to sell it, that's a separate transaction. You could do that off chain. You could do that, in MetaMask, or that's a personal agreement. Let's face it. Or if they wanted to gift it, if I wanted to gift it to you, it would cost me 20 DU to send you it. All I'd need is that UID. Now, something to bear in mind, guys, is, say, for instance, Steve received my planet, okay, but then he wanted to forward it to somebody else. It would cost him 20 DU plus 10%, which would be 10% of 20 DU, which is, now my brain's gone completely. 20% of 20 DU. Gone. Nope, it's gone. It's gone, Deborah. Yeah, I'm so tired, I just can't figure numbers out. But yes, it's 20 DU plus 10%. Okay.
Yes, and just one more thing that I want to add. If the first transfer is 20 DU. So let's say if a member had 10 planets and they're now transferring to more users. So only the first one is 20 DU and the rest is additional more. So the more the planet owner transfers to other users, the more they are charged.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. And Trucker Fletcher's put, did I hear that the sale of stone planets now is indefinite, has no end date for the purchasing? That's right, it's an ongoing campaign. There's no end date to this campaign of 4 stone planets, okay? And I will briefly get you the numbers of the bronze, iron, and so forth. Just bear with me, guys. Okay, so it's 4 stone land, 20 bronze, 15 iron, 10 industrial, and 10 electric. Okay, they're the new amounts from Monday going forward. Okay, there will be a big announcement tomorrow, I'm sure, but like I say, that's VIP treatment. That's what you get for coming to our shows, guys. Make sure you keep coming. You get it here. All right, Deborah, is there anything else you'd like to cover? It's 8:15, so that's an hour and 15 minutes. If anybody else has got any questions, now's the time to put your hand up. Anything else, Deborah?
I think you beat me to it because that one was for the announcement tomorrow with additional increased limits. So that's pretty good. And it's an ongoing campaign.
Okay, let's address Steve's question. So is it true that the next set of planets to be on sale will be in July or 24th? I can't comment on that one, Steve. I'm sorry. There's nothing come from corporate about that as far as I'm aware. Okay. So no panic about losing out on the chance for purchase is good news. Absolutely. Vincent, so starting tomorrow, I can purchase up to 4 stone plots in my account. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. As long as you've not unstaked, of course. I've got to cover all possibilities. If you've unstaked any, you lose that one plot. So say, for instance, this is great actually, because it's covering something that members tripped up on early in Daoversal. When they come on board, they just staked a plot on stone land and just tinkering away about. They unstaked, thinking they could go to somebody else's, only to find out that they'd lost that ability in that account to be able to stake again. It was only when they brought this campaign in for 2 plots could they stake that second plot. They didn't get the first one back. So that member that lost that first plot, in theory, can only have 3 plots now, not 4. Okay, so you do lose that plot, just to cover myself there, really. Stone up to maximum of 4. Thanks for all your help, everyone. Great job. Awesome. That's what we're here for, Steve. And like I say, anybody's more than welcome to join these training sessions. Now, just to cover what's happening in the week, because like I say, guys, don't think that this is all we're doing. This is an overall picture of Daoversal, the platform, the TFA program, how that assists people with the pending rewards, everything like that. We cover the basics of everything, okay? But if you want specific training sessions, the global team leaders are hosting them in the week. Now, we've got to be patient with this because they're still working hard to get these training sessions pristine and precise, okay? But I can announce that tomorrow, so that's Monday the 15th, that's right, yeah, Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time and 9 p.m. Eastern time, there's focused training calls for setting up accounts and buying land. So they're the first steps of Daoversal, like setting up accounts and buying land. So if anybody's interested in that, let me just check actually. Sarah, has there been any posts in the 411 group giving times and dates for those training programs? Not yet. Okay. Keep an eye on the groups, guys. As soon as we've got that Zoom link to pass out, we'll let you have it. Anybody that's interested in attending them. So it's 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern time, setting up accounts and buying land. Okay. So hopefully, guys, we've done a good job. We've explained everything well enough for you. And like I say, we're always active on Discord and Telegram. Any questions? We're here. We like the one-to-one. We like the video chats and people coming on asking the questions live, because that doesn't only help you guys, it helps everybody that joins these Zoom training sessions as well. And like I say, don't forget, these are recorded on YouTube, on the Bureau of Forefront YouTube channel. Do we post these? Yes. No, we don't post these on the Metaverse Masterminds YouTube. So these are on the Bureau of Forefront YouTube channel. Okay. So feel free to go back there and watch it back if that helps you. All right, Deborah. Any last words before we bring this call to an end then? I think we're good for tonight.
Yeah, we all good. No last words on my side. Yeah, I think everything was covered for the agenda. And thank you so much to the people who attended. We're learning and we're growing together.
Absolutely. Thank you, Deborah, and thanks for attending tonight and helping out. And a big thank you for Buddykins for moderating in the back office and sharing those links. Okay, guys, that'll do for this evening. Thank you very much for attending this Daoversal training session. Please keep plugged into the Telegram groups, Discord groups, etc. When we host these sessions, come along. You'll learn more as we go along. Things are always evolving daily. Okay, there's new things coming on the platform daily. You'll hear it here, guys. Like we said, the movement of the planets to other accounts. You'll hear it here first, surely. Okay, you take care, guys. Thanks very much for coming, and hope you have a restful weekend and have a great week. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye for now.